The championship jackets, not like the remakes or anything, but the original ones that they got. So this is the three-peat.
Michael Jordan's first game for the Wizards in November of 2001. He decided to come back.
A Steph Curry night-night card.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into Mantle Quality Stories. Today we have Tyson on the show, all of his information below. Tyson, do you have your 5 items with you today?
Yeah, I got my 5 items. Yeah, I've got them right with me.
All right. Do you want to go first? Show your first Mantle Quality Story item right here. Show the item. Tell everybody why it's in your top 5.
Cool. Well, this is like number 1 in my top 5, which is a ticket to Kobe Bryant's last final game. I think it's in reverse, so it's hard to see. But the cool thing about this is I had a pass to it, so it actually even has my name on it, which is kind of even really more special. Because if you just bought a ticket, just a general ticket, doesn't have your name to it. So like this is like, yeah, this is kind of the number 1 thing. If people don't know much about me, I'm a massive Kobe fan. He's just been the number 1 like source of inspiration in my life and in my career, and also it has the my company that I started up in with it as well. So it's kind of like that really means a lot to me. And just having this, I probably need it slabbed or something to protect it one day. But this is like the number 1 piece of number 1 collectible that I have that'll never leave my possession.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love that. And shout out to you for being at that game. That was it's probably the greatest final game in NBA history.
Yeah, and actually funny, well, not funny, crazy story about that is I literally flew 24 hours to get there, watch the game, and then flew back the next day. It was like a spur of the moment, last minute decision because I just got a media pass access, and I'm just like, stuff it, like, how many, it's the final game of his career, I've got to be there. So it was just like, yeah, fly 24 hours, watch a game, fly 24 hours back home. And when I was in customs, like, they were like, you've got to return ticket back home tomorrow to Australia. They were like, yeah, that doesn't really add up. Why are you in America for a day? And I was like, just to watch Kobe's last game. And they're like, oh, cool, go through. I think
That's
they
amazing.
understood
I
it.
love that. I collect all of the artwork that created SpongeBob. I don't know if it was popular in Australia in the 2000s, 2010s, but I've been buying all of the original hand-painted artwork that made the first season of the show. So for my first item, here are 2 of the jumbo backgrounds and cells that created the show. So those are 2 from, I have about 200 or so of them at this point, but I love the show, the artwork, everything about it I love. So that's my first item here.
That's incredible. And was that your like number 1 show growing up? Is that kind of like nostalgia to you, just sitting at home watching that during school and everything, or after school?
Totally. I'm sure before, after, during, yeah, I mean throughout the first 18 years of my life I watched SpongeBob all the time. It was what was on TV, and then I found out that the first season was painted by hand, so all the backgrounds are one of one. And I found a few of the people who had bought them from Nickelodeon in the early 2000s and made a couple deals to acquire a lot of the artwork. And it's part investment, part nostalgia, part passion. Usually with collectibles, things take off when the kids that grew up watching it hit their financial maturity in their adulthood. And obviously that's still a ways away, so that's what also made it, exciting enough to go for it.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I didn't even know those things existed. So that's pretty special, I reckon.
Yeah, I didn't know they existed either, truthfully. I was blown away when I saw it. And only the first season. After the first season they went to digital. So they only did about 40 episodes by now.
Well, that's even better. That's even better then.
Exactly. All right, you wanna show your second item here?
Yeah, second item is well, it's actually 3 items, but it's kind of like a collection of together. I know I overspent a crazy amount for these. It was during the pandemic, just recently after Kobe passed. But I had the first one. I'll grab them here. they're probably hard to grab on camera, but they're the original, the championship jackets, not like the remakes or anything, but the original ones that they got. So this is the three-peat. So what was this? 2002. So this is the last one. Probably, I don't know if you can see much. These are so heavy. They're amazing. These are done by Jeff Hamilton. And I mean, I remember growing up looking at these jackets after Kobe and, Shaq won, the championships. And this is 2001. And this is the back-to-back one. So it's the three-peat jackets. And I mean, I thought these were the coolest things growing up. So, yeah, when I had a bit of money saved, I was like, nah, I had the 2002 one, and then I was like, nah, I got to grab the others, but they were just so expensive. And it wasn't really more of an investment thing. It was just more so like, yeah, I just thought they were the coolest things ever growing up, and I was just like, I just need them. I don't know what I'll do. I got to display them, got to frame them, hang them up one day, but yeah, they were pretty cool to me in my eyes.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool in anybody's eyes. Those are awesome.
Oh, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Do you want to show us your second one?
Yep, here we go. All right, so this is a Pokemon card. It is one of about 30 or so graded a 10 of this card. And the reason why I like this card is because it is the only Pokemon card from 1999 or before, when the first set came out, that is referenced to a real person. So when this card came out, it was called the Touch Change card, but it was given out as an award in a contest where parents and their kids would draw something. And the second it came out, people started calling it the Picasso card because the guy looks like Picasso. So if you can see, it says on all the labels, Picasso Touch, because that's now what the card is referred to as. So the fact that there's a Pokemon card from 1998, which is before the first edition cards, and there's only a couple hundred of them, only a couple in 10 grade, I had to have it. So this is my number 2.
That's pretty cool. I've never seen that card. I've never seen that card in my life. That's pretty wild.
There you go. There you go. All right, you want to show us number 3?
Yeah, number 3. I'm staying on the trend. I'm probably getting a bit boring. It's another Lakers thing, but a championship bottle, champagne bottle, taken out of the Lakers locker room. So, I mean, I don't know why I got this. It was it was just after they won the championship in 2010, which I thought was the coolest thing, because at the time, like, I wanted Kobe to get more championships than Shaq. The Lakers had just lost to the Celtics 2 seasons prior. And, I mean, just the history of the Lakers, we always lose to the Celtics in the finals. That's just what it is. So, like, yeah, when they won that championship in 2010 and Kobe got his 5th ring, that was like, that was just one of the best days best days as a fan. And I don't know why, but it's kind of cool to think that they use this celebrating, and I think it's got some kind of authentication on it. It was purchased directly from the NBA, so for me it's just like a cool thing to kind of sit in my office. Like, it was just, and then a lot of people just go like they'll ask what it is, and yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. So
yeah, it's what they would call a great, like, coffee table piece, a great story for anybody, and that makes it, more than worth it, just on that alone. But that's pretty cool. I didn't even know those were sold. I don't know if they are anymore, or if that was a one-time thing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe it was a one-time thing. I don't know. But yeah, they were just on the NBA site, and I was like, I'll buy it.
Just a very clean Willie Mays signed 8x10. In my opinion, the greatest baseball player of all time. So, had to have just a couple clean items. I've got a whole load of Willie Mays stuff, but for this episode, I wanted to show you just a super clean San Francisco Giants 8x10 with a perfect signature. And I think Willie Mays his legacy is only going to go up, and had to have it in the collection.
So, do you collect many photos over cards, or is that how does that stick out compared to cards? Because I assume you got many Willie Mays cards.
Yeah, I don't actually have that many Willie Mays
Oh,
cards, but I have like a lot of different Willie Mays signed items. Like I have Willie
gotcha.
Mays signed artwork, Willie Mays signed baseballs, Willie Mays signed lithographs, Willie Mays signed Hall of Fame, related items. I do have a couple cards, but I think uh, oftentimes with cards, uh, just the idea, if it's not like the best of the best, the idea that the player never even touched it or saw it or had anything to do with it, if it's not signed, you
Yeah,
know, it doesn't hit me the same way as, oh, I have an image of Willie Mays with this artwork, with this item. He, wore this in a game or something like that.
yeah.
It doesn't hit the same way. So I try to go for those, more unique one of one items. That's sort of something I try for across my whole collection. Is I'm going for one of one items that have photo match type provenance. It's another reason why I love this SpongeBob stuff so much.
Gotcha. That makes total sense. Fourth one is very special to me. It's my own piece. Like I'm an artist and designer as well, and I've been working in cards in collectibles for over a decade. And this one's special to me because it's the first athlete I worked with. So it's a Jason Tatum, was Jason Tatum X Tyson Beck trading card. This one's the neon
Oh,
UV. So this one actually glows in the dark, which is pretty cool. And this was in 2020. I decided to work directly with athletes. So I was like, I've been working with Tops and the other companies as well for a long time, and I was just like, I want to kind of take a risk and better myself and sign athletes to deals under my own brand, and Jason was the first one I did, and he wasn't like the star he is today when I did it. So it's kind of pretty cool to see him blow up very quickly after this. He wasn't I don't think he was an all star yet. So yeah, so this one's pretty cool. Like it was the first one I did. So no matter what, like no matter where I go from today onwards, this will always be this card that I did with Jason, being the first one I've ever did with an athlete. And just remember the risk that I did financially. I was like, oh my god, is this even going to work? And then it sold out in like a minute or two. It really holds special value to me.
I remember when you put that out. It's so fun. I mean, you know this, I think, but I've been following your work for probably a decade or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Because of
that
like,
sounds right. I think you were doing like, was it Hoops Nation, or was it? Is that correct?
yep, yep,
Yeah, so I think I used to
yeah.
do a
He's
lot of
still,
like,
still
yeah, I think when I used to make like social media graphics and stuff, you guys would sometimes reshare them, repost them. So I think I remember you from those days, which was like a long time ago. It would have been like, yeah, about 2010 to 2013 era sort of thing. I reckon when it maybe, yeah, when I was doing that stuff.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I mean, I was 13 years old at the time. And we still own and operate Hoops Nation today. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I remember when you first launched that card, and I was so happy to see it, and that you got, obviously into the card space as well. And anybody who's doing something unique and cool in collectibles, I just love, because there isn't enough of it, and there should be more. And I think that's one of the things that's cool about Mantle too, is that the goal is to highlight those people and share those things also.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree. I mean, you don't, people can go out there and do their own things, especially, if you're creative, you can go and create your own thing rather than working for a big company. There's nothing holding you back. I mean, sometimes you just got to take the leap of faith, and, if you fail, you fail. But like at the end of the day, it's worth just giving it a go. So, I mean, that's what I did, and it worked out, fortunately. But I mean, if I didn't take the risk, I wouldn't be here, today. So yeah, sometimes you just got to go for it.
What would your best advice be for people who are trying to turn their passion into a career?
Yeah, I mean, oh, it's interesting because like my passion was like, just sports and art and design, but like just doing client work, like working for the NBA for 8 years and doing like teams and like working for agencies and things like that. I even after time, I that passion ended up becoming a bit of a like it just became a job. So that's why I was like, I found working with myself was a better thing because then I've got complete control of things and everything, and that's with the card space now. But I would say like if you've currently got like a full time job and everything, try and do it on the side. Try and try and work full time and like have it as a side passion, side hustle for a while. And if it becomes a point where financially it's making sense to kind of ditch your full time job, we'll then go for it then. But yeah, I think just give it a go. It might not be the best advice, but I think just give it a go at like a part time kind of like um, small space. Like don't go all in at the start, and then if it's working out, then you can just go all in.
Love it. Great advice. All right, my fourth item. I told you I told you about this shirt I'm wearing. It's the T-shirt that they gave out. I think it was 10,000 fans. I wonder how many still exist. Michael Jordan's first game for the Wizards in November of 2001. He decided to come back after being out of the league for 3 years since his first game since Game 6 of the '98 finals. And like with your jackets, although not nearly as cool, I think wearable sports memorabilia, stuff that isn't like offensive to wear. Like you should never wear a game worn jersey. I think that's messed up. But things that were meant to be worn by fans, like commemorative T-shirts and jackets and things like that, I just think are so underrated because you can get actual utility out of something that is only marginally more expensive than a regular T-shirt that you would buy. So this is my fourth item and a big recommendation to everybody out there to get a cool piece of wearable memorabilia in your collection.
Yeah, I love that. I love that piece. And who else is on there besides Jordan? Is there who else is there? It's Jerry Stat. Oh, I can't. Oh, is it Richard Hamilton?
Yep,
Um,
yep, got Rip on there.
I don't know the
Jordan
others.
front and center. I don't know who their coach was at the time, but yeah,
Uh,
clearly it was not a stacked team.
no, it wasn't. I mean, it's crazy. He actually led that team to the playoffs. Well, either the first year or the second year of the Wizards. I don't know which one it was, but it's
people
insane that they actually made
people
the
think
playoffs.
people think Wizards Jordan was bad, but he was
He was good.
great.
He was good. Yeah, he was very, very good. Yeah, and he was great. I mean, that was kind of like the Jordan I watched because I actually only started watching the NBA in 1999. So the first Jordan I watched was Wizards Jordan. I thought he was great. I actually didn't see the Bulls Jordan, so there you go.
Yeah, clearly me neither. All right, your fifth and final item here.
Fifth is another piece of mine, like the Tatum one. This one's cool to me. It's um, a Steph Curry night card, and I guess the cool and it's autographed as well. It's numbered to 10. It's 4 of 10. So this is just one I have of my own. And it's got I mean I do a lot of good quality control, so I mean PSA giving it a 10/10 wasn't like a huge shock to me, but that's not what makes it cool. But the cool thing about it is that like it was the first night autograph ever, so I mean that's kind of become an iconic pose for him. um, an iconic moment. That fourth championship's, him winning the Finals MVP and like people writing them off and everything. I think that's his most iconic, Steph's most iconic championship out of his four. And yeah, just having the first night autograph card ever released is just awesome. Like how you would know with the cards. Like I think that the Panini's version of it was came out about a year later, or like October maybe the next year. So like getting something a year in advance to like someone else is pretty damn special to get that kind of straight away after he won a championship. Yeah, I felt that was pretty cool.
Seriously, so cool. I was actually at I don't remember which game it was, but one of those finals games in Boston,
Oh,
and
really?
I think it was game three when he like totally went
Did it go
off.
off? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Wow. That
yeah,
was the
I
game
think it was
change.
his
That was
best
the
game.
Yeah, yeah, that was the one that changed the series because, like, I think it was 1-all. Was it 1-all? I don't know. No, it was 1-all. Um, but yeah, I mean, he
All
played
I
pretty well.
remember, yeah, everybody thought Boston was going to win that game in Boston, and then Steph came in, and I don't know if he hit them with the night that time, but he definitely changed the series. You're right. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. He had like 8 or 9 threes in the final. It was insane. So that speaks to me as well, and every other Steph Curry and NBA fan, I'm sure.
Oh man, I'm so jealous of you. Mine, like, I've been to so many NBA games, but I've never been to a finals game, and I've still. That's the number one thing on my bucket list to go to. But not only did you go to one, you went to a really special one, which I'm so jealous. Like one day I wanna venture over and go to a good one, or hope to go to a good one.
Definitely. Maybe this year. The other finals that I went to was Toronto Golden State in Toronto.
Oh, that would have been
Uh,
wild.
yeah, it was it was insane. It was
Do you have the
crazy enough.
tickets? Do you have the tickets to those
No,
games? Oh,
it was
digital.
mobile by that time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately it was mobile. But crazy story about that. That game, my friend had really good seats, and President Barack Obama was behind us.
Oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah, yeah, he was like across and up, which was crazy. Um, but yeah, I definitely recommend going to a finals game. There's nothing like it, especially when there's a team or player that you actually like who's playing in it. Obviously, nothing like, and as a Knicks fan, I've never experienced this, but nothing like I'm sure having your own team in the
Yeah,
finals. But uh, yeah,
maybe this
pretty
year.
fun being able to see that.
Maybe this year.
I'm not gonna. No comment. This is gonna age. This will age very poorly if I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Just all right.
All
What's
right.
your final piece?
My final piece is another piece from SpongeBob. This is what's called an overlay. So during the animation process, they would put this over the top of a light board to show that they were going through time. So this is actually the piece that showed time travel in one of the most famous episodes that aired, I believe, on Christmas or Halloween back in 2000 or 1999. And that's it's a special one. It's only one in the world, and it's something that, like the other ones, I think belong in museums. So hopefully, I can help it get into one day.
I love this. Like, I feel like I'm fairly across collectibles. Not like obviously like an expert, but I'm learning. Like you show me three things that. Well, actually, I mean, the Washington Wizards shirt I'd never seen before, but you're showing me stuff didn't even know existed. That's pretty wild.
Hey, likewise, I didn't know they ever sold those champagne bottles. You know what I would want to do though, if
Yeah.
I ever went after one, is I would try to find one that could be photo matched or that there were
Mm.
fingerprints on
Who
that
used
I
it?
could match, or I could match to a photo from the locker room or something like that, because they must have like unique barcodes on the back that maybe if there were high res enough images from the locker room, you could track down. That's immediately where my mind goes when I think about an item like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
true.
if it was 2009 or 2010. I don't know if the photo resolution would be good enough, but definitely for modern finals, if they ever sold them again, you could be able to at least
I'm
try
gonna
to match
Yeah, I'm
something.
gonna I'm gonna have a look. It does like the NBA's put like a little serial on it or something, whatever that means. Like I haven't really
Yeah,
looked. I assume
they probably did that afterwards
yeah,
because that was just
but
to like show that it was in the locker room. But
yeah,
maybe somewhere else on it, there's something that would be unique to that bottle,
yeah. Even
like
just
a
the rip
number
of
or something.
the rip of this.
Yeah,
Like if you saw them
yep.
like hold the rip, this is ripped in obviously like a very unique way. So I mean, so who knows? An assistant coach could have used this, like, or it could have been, Pau Gasol or Kobe or Ron Artest. But like, who knows? But yeah, you're right. I probably should go looking through photos and see if I can photo match it because it'd be cool if like a player used it rather than like a coach.
I mean, just in case. I mean, imagine if that was the bottle that Kobe was using right
No,
after they won.
that would be incredible.
It would take the bottle. It would automatically be like a $50 or $100,000 item.
I mean, it would lift its value, but yeah, I mean, it would make it even more special.
You are the best. Thank you so much for doing this. Mantle quality stories. I hope to see some of these items that you just showed on Mantle.
Yeah, I got to share 'em. I'll wait for this to drop, and I'll definitely share them. I'll put some pictures up and stuff, and I got to make a nice display one day. So, but I appreciate the opportunity, Buster. I love seeing your pieces as well. I learnt a lot today, so that's pretty cool to me. I love the SpongeBob pieces for sure.
Thanks, man. You're the best. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.